Hello, my beautiful people. I am Kimberly Grimes, Ianifa Oshun Funmilayo, and welcome to Weekly Messages. Now, this week on Weekly Messages, Spirit is asking us to spend the first half of the week, which would be tomorrow, Thursday, because you're not doing my thing in the middle. So, spend tomorrow and Thursday trying to focus on saving your funds, like not spending where you don't need to spend and also taking as much rest as possible between tomorrow and Saturday. Just like try to move slow, focus on resting, focus on relaxing, focus on just being in tune with yourself and not exerting your energy too much. They're asking that we spend the next few days just reserving your energy. They're also saying that towards the end of the week, which will be like Sunday back till Tuesday, is the time that you can get back up and start making that money. And they say that good blessings will come in around that time. Now, over the next week, overall, Spirit is asking us to go back to the basics. Spirit is asking us to focus on going back to how we used to do things like back in the days, how nature was our medicine. Go back to like the bush tea or the natural Ayurvedic remedies. They're saying that the it seems like there's this big cloud around sickness, and it seems like it's been that way for a while. And it's crazy because when I was in Canada recently, even when I was in DC, I found that I see people wearing more masks. So it makes me wonder if it is that maybe COVID is popping back up or people getting sick more. I have not been really in the midst of it, but now that I am doing more traveling, I'm seeing that. And I'm wondering if that's why Spirit is saying we got to focus more on our health and going back to the basics, build up our immune system, go back to eating like raw, organic, natural fruits and vegetables to build our immune system, to build our body up. Because they're saying that the whole thing around the next week is around sicknesses, even for me. And last week, I've been eating a beret full of nonsense because I was in Canada. I brought back some Bajan snacks. I haven't had like Devon's custard cream biscuits and kiss cakes and cheesies and Bigfoots. And I've been, when I told one, I've been eating about old Henry's. So I gotta do the same thing. I gotta go back to the basics. Spirit is saying again, go back to the herbs, the natural remedies. Like make sure you stock up on your garlic, your oregano oil, your bush tea, your herb tea. Like try to go back to the basics to get our immune system back up and ready for whatever it is that is coming. And to my women, to my ladies, they're saying that your hormones, we gotta watch our hormones and the things that we are putting into our bodies that are throwing our hormonal system off. And even me myself, I have done this. Like recently, within the last few months, I've tried to go as natural as possible. So I switch out all of my aluminum deodorant, especially something that I used to do years ago. And I went back to aluminum because I was like, oh my God, I'm afraid that it's getting hotter, blah, blah, blah. But no, I am back to using organic natural deodorants and it working. I ain't stinking. Actually, I smell quite good. But anyways, back on topic. I try to switch out things like even my face products using green tea on my face instead of using like chemical ingredients for my toner. I'm trying to do as much as natural as possible because I'm trying to go back to the basics. And that's why when I saw in this reading that Spirit said that this is something we need to do, especially us women, for our hormonal health, for our womb health, we got to try to get back into drinking the herbs. I mean, it's okay to take your supplements, especially around this time, but see if you can put more herbs into your daily regimen, like herbal teas, more natural loose leaf teas. It's just something that I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of teas. So Spirit is asking us to get back into like the red raspberry tea, the red clover tea, the black cohosh, the damiana, all the things that need to regulate our hormonal system to keep us in balance. Spirit is asking us to focus on, especially for my women who have PCOS like myself or fibroids like myself. This is definitely a time for us to stock up on the things that give our body the nutrients that is needed to kick out these cysts that in our body and these things that are throwing us off. Right, so around this time, especially within this next 2 weeks, and probably even beyond that, but I think it starts from this next 2 weeks. This is a time to stock up on the herbs and the things that you need to do to give your womb, give your ovaries the nutrition that it needs so that we could continue to move forward and be a healthy people. especially us women, be healthy. We are the masters of the kitchen. We are the doctors in our household. The foods that we eat and the foods that we feed our family determine the direction that they're going to go and determine their health. So this is for my women as well, not just for us individually, but for what we put on our families' plates. So around this time, women, if you can incorporate more fruits and vegetables in your husband's life, your boyfriend life, your son, your daughter, your family life, this is the time. You gotta try to stock up and get healthy, because the reading around health is a little bit wonky. And Spirit is asking us to definitely pay attention to the things that we put into our body and try to eat as natural as possible. So focus on your mind, your body, and spirit. Focus on bringing yourself holistically in alignment, right? So, like I said before, it starts with your eating, doing more movement, doing more exercises. Exercises doesn't have to be getting in the gym if you're not a gym person. It could be yoga. It could be just putting on a soca, a reggae, whatever music you like, and just dance around the house just to get the heart rate up, get your body moving, going outside in nature, walking on the beach, going for walks on evening, walking in nature, walking in the park, whatever you need to do to get your body moving. Spirit is asking that we do that, because the next week, and I think onward, this shouldn't be just for now, but onward, the focus should be on your mind, your body, and your spirit. Around this time too, Spirit is saying that it's time to let go. We are still in the process of letting go, and I feel it's because we are changing seasons. So I think this is why it came up again, that this is a time to let go and to make sacrifices in order to build a firm foundation. And throughout the sacrifice, it might be some emotions up in there that might stir up. It might feel as though like you feel unstable, you might feel stagnant, you might feel caged, you might feel disrupted. Like all of these feelings, you might feel anxiety. All of these feelings might come about because of the change that is coming. But Spirit is saying to let go. There's that saying to let go and let God. This is that time to let go and let God. Let go of the things, the people, and the places again that doesn't serve you any good purpose. So if in the last 2 weeks you didn't do no letting go, this is the time. And I can tell you for a fact, within the last 2 weeks, I was forced to let go. When I tell you, I was seeing some things within myself that I was like, wait, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't like feeling this way. I don't like this part of my life. I was forced to look at those things and let go. And I see it in my friends and my family's life as well. One I would say is that the universe is doing this thing where it's just combing through the knots in your hair and pulling out all of the things that stopping the hair from growing. And when I speak about that, I mean us. What the universe is doing is pulling all of the knots out of our lives that are stopping us from growing and moving forward. So if you're feeling this stage of nothing ain't going right, things feel shaky, you feel unstable, you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling depressed, this is a time to look at what is causing that depression. This is a time to look at what is causing that anxiety, because these things are coming to the surface because it's time to do some letting go, not just in your wardrobe, not just in your closet, not just in your storage system. Me, I have done my letting go in my closet a little while now. So for me, it was more an internal thing, like habits and patterns and programming that I had from a child started coming to light. I started behaving like like that person that I was when I was a child, when I felt abandoned, when I felt not heard, when I felt not seen. And it's not like I was in a situation where I wasn't heard or I wasn't seen, but the fear of that came to the surface and I started to act like that child again. And I am not that way. Like I've worked so hard on myself to be able to regulate my emotions and understand my emotions, because I'm very introspective. But there were still some things in the background that were lingering that Spirit brought to the surface. And Spirit does use people, places, and things to bring these things to the surface. So it's not so much to the point fingers at people and be like, oh, you, no, 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 no. This is Spirit's way. This is the universe's way of bringing these things to the surface by using somebody so that you can see what is it within yourself that you need to work on. So Spirit is saying sometimes you have to make that necessary sacrifice in order to get that firm, stable foundation. And this not only could be like internally, but this could also mean like if you're somebody that you've always wanted to, let's say, go to school to be an accountant. You've always been interested in being an accountant. And you're like, man, again to, oh man, this in the time. Spirit is saying, now you gotta make that sacrifice. When you say, oh, I ain't got no time for this, I got the kids, I got this, Spirit is saying, no, you gotta make that sacrifice. Because we are here for a purpose. We all have our own individual purpose that we need to be on. We got a destination that we need to get to. We have our destiny that we will have to walk through. And Spirit is going to provide you with the things that you need to help to get you there. But you have to make the sacrifice and stop fighting. When you're feeling that depression and that anxiety, that's because you are fighting against your spirit. And your spirit is saying, hey, this is what I want. This is who I am. But you telling me that I can be this and I am not this, and I don't feel happy, and I feel suppressed, I feel anxious, I feel that's how your spirit is feeling. Like, I think a week or so ago, I finally watched the movie. Oh my god, what is it? Emotions. What is the name of the movie? I can see it in my head right now. Is a cartoon, and it's about the different emotions that was setting in. And this emotion, anxiety, wanted to do so much, wanted to just control things because of fear, that it ended up running amok in the actual person's life because of the energy of anxiety. When you trying to do too much things because you operating out of fear, you tend to take that fear and change it into an anxious environment, and you only work against yourself. So when your spirit is saying, hey, I am happy, hey, I feel depressed, this person, I love them, but they ain't working for me. They're making me feel this way. These people, this surrounding making me feel caged. This surrounding I don't feel good. Listen to your spirit and start to take the steps and make the sacrifices that are necessary to go to the next step, because you're only stopping yourself from elevating and being the awesome boss person that you are here to be. So next week, let's start that process of letting go. So all of the things that coming up, looking at them and saying, okay, hold up, what does this mean? And what I can tell you right now is, when you ask questions, you get answers. When you ask questions, you get answers. If you don't know the answer, sit within yourself and be still. Find a meditative space. Write in your journal, this is how I feel and this is what I want. If you ain't feel to journal or nothing ain't coming up, just sit and take some deep breaths. Listen to your favorite song. Listen to music. Watch a movie. But when you ask God to guide you, you ask the universe to guide you, you can bet your bottom dollar that the ancestors gonna come running. Your spirit guys gonna come like, okay, we got you. This is where you gotta go. And they're there. They're just waiting for you. You could bet your bottom dollar that the Orishas gonna be there. They're gonna be like, all right, let me support my daughter. Let me support this being. Because this is what they're here to do. They're here to assist us on fulfilling our journey while we are here on earth. We got a whole team. Universe played a whole team. You just gotta ask. So don't sit in that space and just allow the energy to just shake you boat and throw you boat the place and throw you to the ground. No. This is the time to, when you see it coming up, hey, what does this mean? Why am I feeling this way? Where is this coming from? Who do I need to be this person and to come out of this phase? What do I need to let go of? What aspect of myself do I need to let go of in order for me to be this person that I am here to be? I'm telling you, we're changing seasons now. And as I look at the last season and the things that I learned, you would swear. For me, at some point, I was a little embarrassed. I was like, me being this spiritual person, always helping people be in tune and follow their spirit. There's still things about myself that I am learning that is almost embarrassing in some cases. Like, I recently learned the different stages of attraction within myself. Like, what I see attractive, what is for me. I mean, when I can sit down and do a list. Maybe I can do a list of, or actually show you guys what I wrote down that I learned in my last phase of my life that is actually helping me to move through this next phase of my life. There's so many things that arise, especially in the last 2 weeks. It was like, I said, we gotta do some stock taking. Geez, spirit ensured that I did some stock taking. And what I did was, while I was doing the stock taking, when the emotions was coming out and shaking me left, right, and center, I got still. And I was like, let me know what it is that I need to do. Where is this coming from? Who was I in this part of my life? What part of my life is this coming from? And who was I back then? What happened back then? And another thing that worked for me was a shower. I'm a child of Oshun. I love water. Any body of water brings me clarity and peace. Anytime I want to do some spiritual work, I need me some water. It helps. So when I hit the shower, when I was all in my emotions and the clarity that started to come, let me tell you now, I felt so at peace after. I felt so in tuned after. I felt so aligned after. If you guys want steps on how to get in tune when you feel in the midst of this shaking, this uncertainty, the anxiety, I am a spiritual alignment coach. This is what I do every day. I can help you. DM me. I'll help you. I will help you. Reach out to me. You can also hit my page as well, because this is very important. We are here to continue to evolve. We're here to burn our karma out. We're here to learn. We're here to elevate and grow. That's what we're here to do. We ain't here to go through the same experiences that we went through in our past life. We're not here to allow our experiences from our younger days, or even our experiences, our traumatic experiences, to continue to dictate how our present and our future would look. We're not here to do that. We are here to get the lesson, understand the lesson, and move to the next phase and to continue to elevate. Anyways, my beautiful people, I feel that I ran a lot, and I feel that I come from a space of emotion today, but positive, beautiful emotion. I'm very emotional because I love growth. I love introspection, and I love seeing people grow, and the energy couldn't be more important right now. I couldn't be so more heightened right now than to focus on growth and focus on health. Remember, I said it is focusing on the totality, mind, body, and spirit, on bringing yourself into that wholeness, eating healthy, doing the right things for your body, doing the right things for your mind, maybe reading new things like self-help books. One of my friends just recommended that we do a 75-day challenge where you work out twice a day. You focus on raw vegetables, it's like eating raw, and you try to read 10 pages a day from a self-help book instead of like a romance novel, because I love romance, instead of like a story or a fiction book. And you could join us if y'all want me to create this where we hold each other accountable like weekly to see what we've learned, or do like a book what do you call that thing? A book club? We could do that. I am here to support you. I am here to support you. And this is the time for elevation. This is the time for wholeness. We change in seasons and we change in time. This is the stage of the Aquarius people. This is time to pull the mask off your face and continue to move forward in awareness. That's another thing too. Awareness, being aware. The ancestors are asking that we be aware of everything, be aware of ourselves, be aware of our surroundings, and be aware of our steps. They're also saying in this time, it's time for the give and take. Again, what you put out, you get back in. So when all of these things arise, it's time to look at, okay, what can I get from this, and what can I put back into myself to help myself to elevate. Anyways, my beautiful people, if nobody can tell you, I love you. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are the best creation of God, and nothing that you do would ever falter. Everything that you put your mind to will fall into place. You will walk in health, well-being, and in nothing but wholesomeness and goodness, because God says so. And because I say so too. But it's because God says so. So, anyways, have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, a beautiful weekend whenever you hear this. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh, Davo.